In an era marked by globalization and the rapid technological advancements that we've seen, the role of higher education in shaping national development has become very critical, particularly in a context like Africa, where there is great diversity. This timely volume, edited by Prof. Chux Iwu, a leading voice in entrepreneurship and socioeconomic development from the University of the Western Cape, delves into the complex and multifaceted concept of academic citizenship within African higher education. Prof. Iwu, whose research spans a wide range of fields, including organizational development, communication, and human resource, brings a wealth of expertise to this exploration, recognizing the scarcity of research specifically on academic citizenship. This book, titled Academic Citizenship in African Higher Education Towards a Socio-Economic Development Agenda, provides the much needed platform for diverse voices and perspectives. He's collaborated with various scholars and through case studies and contributions from educators, researchers, and stakeholders, the book grapples with the core question of academic citizenship. Prof. Iwu, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about this great volume. Firstly, congratulations. It is a much needed and very timely contribution to scholarship.
Thank you, Prof. Nkoala, for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So let's begin with you talking about what motivated you to actually undertake this project, specifically focused on the concept of academic citizenship.
Okay, so let's start by, or rather, let me start by saying this. I was motivated to undertake this project because one, one, I was noticing a lot of fights between academics and their employers, often arising from students complaining about the academic or academic believing or feeling that they were shortchanged. And so I began to think, how are we supposed to behave us as academics? What's supposed to be the right attitude? I mean, one understands there's a concept called organizational citizenship. Then, aren't academics members of an organization? Would they have to be different from regular establishments, corporate companies? And so one of the things I began to do too was to search. Let me look for what's been written about academic citizenship. And it struck me that not much had been done in Africa, as it were. In fact, in South Africa, the only material I found was credited to a Caldwell, a Professor Caldwell at I think the University of Johannesburg of Witwatersrand. Then I began to comb the university's website to get an idea of what's been said about academic citizenship. Surprisingly, in the value propositions in many of these universities, nothing was mentioned about academic citizenship. But in the global north, you'd find they defined what academic citizenship was or is for them and their expectations of those who belong to those communities. And that's why I thought, why not? Why not, you know, write up something about this? I wanted to write up something about this alone, but I didn't think it would have. I just thought it would make more sense to ask people to come together and write, give opinions or submit chapters. So, in deciding this, I put together a proposal. And because at the time I was working on, along with Professor J. Mitra, who was at Essex at the time, in kind of building the Palgrave Encyclopedia of Entrepreneurship. And I liked Palgrave's style. So I approached them and said, this is what I'm thinking. and they approved it. They were happy to 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 produce the book. And so we worked on a call for chapters and assembled, very good chapters. Sadly, not many of them could make it to the book because word, a number of pages, word count. There were very good submissions, but so we ended up with the ones you find in the book. And I'd like anyone to go look at the book, read it, and as I'd say, everything else is now history, and that's the book. I'd really recommend that you go look at it. It contains very interesting views, well-researched views about academic citizenship within the African context and how this citizenship concept in Africa can spur socioeconomic development.